Okay, I'm going to play this piece of the video at 1.5 to avoid copyright and claim fair use for educational purposes and all that, but what they're about to tell you is that crop circles, the real crop circles, have been studied and proven that there's an electromagnetic frequency, a microwave energy applied to the stalks that makes them bendable, supple. He uses the word supple, soft and pliable, as opposed to the ones where people just trample over it with a board. And that same effect occurs within these plasma fires. It turns the wood of the trees in the plasma fires supple, bends them, and then once the plasma fire energy is no longer there, they reharden into the shape of the curvature that they acquired during the plasma fire. In other words, the same electromagnetic frequency microwave energy that is used to create crop circles is the same type of energy that produces plasma fires.
To forcefully flatten the crops. Using such simple yet crude tools to trample over the crops results in the stalks being damaged and breaking to create these elaborate designs. However, in 1991, biophysicist Dr. William C. Levengood studied the stalks of crops from several spiral flattening anomalies, and his results were shocking. Over a decade-long study, he discovered the stalks were exposed to high levels of electromagnetic and microwave radiation. This exposure caused the stalks to become supple and bend without breaking and not kill the plant. The technology to induce such an effect to a plant on a scale like this simply does not currently exist.
Now we're going to watch parts of these videos that I made over 6 years ago titled Doing Crop Circles, back when I was still under the impression it was all directed energy weapons. And then a video that I just made last summer that shows the same process, that bends the wood, makes it supple, softens it, allows it to bend, and then it rehardens after the fire energy is no longer there.
Now I'm going to go through here and show you how these are laid over at the base. They're not broken, they are bent like a crop circle. You're going to see crop circles. Here's one example. See the same burn pattern on here as everywhere else. Those are actually bent. Those are about 2 or 3 inch diameter. That's just the start. I'm going to show you some that actually form a circle. Ilana Freeland and Deborah Tavares can explain much better than I why these bend like that. But again, hold that thought, I'm going to show you the real crop circles. But just so you know, it's not an isolated incident, they all bend. Leaves everywhere, unburnt branches, bent branches. Hold that thought, coming up on the circle. I'm going to show you some detail on this tree where it burnt in the middle and split. This one sizzled down to a nub like, and check this out. Ever seen anything like it? That is a big tree. And the line here between the inner core wood burning and the outer
Notice that part of the wood is bent right there. The outer part of the tree literally bent 90 degrees without breaking.
Before I run out of memory, I'll be back. I just figured I had to show you that one. I couldn't just walk by that one or I'm definitely punch drunk. Show you a bunch of them where it's hollowed out and split just like this, further up the hill, but that'll probably be tomorrow. I'm about to run out of memory. So before I do,
this same phenomenon can be seen from these smaller branches that are only about 1 inch in diameter, and you can see that they're bent, they're not broken. Some of them break, 90% of them are just bent. The same bending phenomenon can be seen in this video and 6 or 8 or 10 others that I've produced. Even larger tree stalks, large limbs that are 6 and 8 inches in diameter, the wood will actually bend during the plasma fire process, indicating, there's another one, electromagnetic frequency microwave energy that's being applied during the burning process. Waiting for it to get to a spot where it shows you up close that it's bent, not broken. Here's some right here. These stalks are bent, not broken. There's others that I get much closer to. Cruising on through the crop circles, doing crop circles. That's why I titled this video, Doing Crop Circles. You can see there's been like an electromagnetic line. Here, this one we get up close. You see that one did actually break. Here, let's slow it down a little bit. It looks like there's an electromagnetic line that was laid down right in the middle of this bush and bent all of these limbs over to the left, but left the ones on the right standing vertical. That same line going through the bush can be seen going right here, splitting that bush like an electromagnetic line. This is the part that we started the video out with, so I won't spend too much time on that. I just wanted to reference the pattern and the repetition. This line that splits the bush like an electromagnetic frequency line, a ley line, a flux line of a magnetic field, hit right there on that bush, bending all of those to the right and leaving the ones just an inch away still standing vertical. And you see that one did actually break. Here, let's slow it down a little bit. It looks like there's an electromagnetic line that was laid down right in the middle of this bush and bent all of these limbs over to the left, but left the ones on the right standing vertical. It's like you can see the aftermath. You can see right where the electromagnetic frequency microwave energy was applied along that line. Just bending some of them over, leaving the others. And there's other spots in this where you can see. Let's pause it here. Oh! You can see this one is just bent. It's not broken. This one did break right there, but the vast majority of them bend. Now it's no longer supple. Now it's rigid and firm once again, and if you tried to bend that stick back up to its straight vertical position, it would snap. So during the plasma fire process, the electromagnetic frequencies that are applied allow it to bend the way it does. Here, as we walk through, you'll be able to see a line that runs right down all of these bushes that separates them, bending one side to the left and the other side to the right.
Which ones are bent in which direction? Shouldn't be too hard to see though. These all point this direction with all the unburned leaves here. Those point that direction. These point that direction. These are bent that way. These are all bent that way, and you'll find a spot where it splits here in just a sec. Okay, this is kind of that direction. These are bent that way.
Here, I wanted to stop it because you can see a line that went right down the ground right there.
These are all bent that way, and you'll find a spot where it splits here in just a sec. Okay, this is kind of the spot where it splits. You see, these are bent that way. Those are bent that way. That bush right here is split right in the middle. You can see how this bush, some of them went that way and some went that way. This bush, they're all pointed towards us. Some went right, some went left. And I'm going to explain how these all end up burnt.
Now we're watching a piece from a more recent video taken just a year ago, Yellow Lake Plasma Fire, here in the local Heber area.
Alright, I'm going to go check out some of these because I know these are exhibiting patterns I've seen before in a few videos I titled something like Plasma Doing Crop Circles, DEW, Directed Energy Weapon, Plasma Doing Crop Circles. It's an idea that Jamie Lee of A Plain Truth posited, that crop circles are created through a technology where they shoot a laser through a stencil. and they lay the stencil out on the ground, and then they use the laser, apply the laser energy, and it bends the stalks. It doesn't break them, it bends them in a certain way where you can create the pattern. This one's all going to be all blowed out from the center. You can see all the limbs unburned. All these unburned limbs are blowed out from the center, and actually these are all blowed that way, and these stalks right here are going to be bent, not broken. Follow any one of these and you'll see that it's bent. One of the guys left a comment in one of my videos that I was making showing this feature, saying, I haven't seen bending like that since Kensington. In Pennsylvania, I think, where all the heroin junkies are bent over at the waist, standing around on the streets all hunched over, slumped over, bent over. So there's going to be some more. As you can see, the rest of these were all burnt. Oh yeah, and it burns at all spike. All of these are burnt to a spike tip. For some reason.
This is the feature I pointed out recently in the fires in Argentina, where you can see that it's all burnt to a spiked point. And here it looks like I'm filming with a better camera than I had 6 years ago. And I focus it in and show you that it truly does burn each stick to a spike. Trips you with one spike, impales you with another. But we're focused on the bending, doing crop circles. Each one of these sticks to a point.
Have to be careful. You see all those spikes sticking up, ready to impale you? Ready to impale. I should keep my eye out for some good pieces for lacquering, but yeah, look at all the spikes everywhere. You trip and fall on that shit, you're gonna know it. It's like a Charlie Brown Halloween special where the trees are all spiky and shit. Yeah, demon trees. Well, that one's kinda... These ones here you see are kinda bent, but they're burnt on the underside. But they're definitely bent. And laying over... Man, it's getting soggy. And laying over right here, those used to be pointed up, not down. So they're definitely bent. I'm gonna pause it and look for some more cool features. See these branches that are sticking up right here? Go down right there. This happened during the plasma fire. You can see this wood is bent. It's not flexible. I'm trying. It's like it softens the wood. Oh. And that curvature is burned right into the wood. It's not soft and pliable and flexible. And it also breaks the branch, just like the fuse that gets snapped because it's got too much energy flowing through it. We've got a few branches here that are snapped. You can see that one. This one's bent. Here you go, perfect bender. From here all the way back over to there. Yeah. So it literally like softens the molecular bonds of the wood, making it more pliable and malleable during the fire, bends it, and then after the fire's gone, it rehardens again. This, if I tried to bend it back straight, it would snap. If I tried to bend this straight back up, it would snap just like that. If I tried to bend it back straight, it would snap again. And as you can see, it's burnt along one side. Damn it. Charcoal on this side. unburnt on that side. I've got a few pieces that I've taken home and lacquered like this, where there's like 3 or 4 of them sticking up from a base, and all 3 or 4 of them are burnt on one side, unburnt on the other, just like you're seeing here. Fine line between the burned side and the unburned side. Kind of got to raise it up to show you the other side because it's so bent. But it didn't used to be this bent. And so there's like a softening of the wood that happens. I almost kind of want to keep this one. Maybe just part of it. I'll throw it out here, see if maybe I remember it on the way back. Hey.
Here's the example I was describing of those that I've taken home that show the same pattern where it's burned on one side, unburned on the other, going all the way up. All 3 of these branches have that same pattern as the one that I just broke off from that bush, unburned on this side. Kind of awkward shape, so it's hard to feature it on the camera. Burned on the underside. And you see this burned stripe going right up the middle of that one that I'm pointing at right there. It's still round, but it's got that golden brown stripe going down the round limb where it hasn't started to turn it to charcoal yet. But I need to come up with a better way to mount it. That's kind of a hokey mounting thing I got going there. But I just thought I'd throw that in here since it matches the same pattern as that stick that I pulled off the bush and broke it off. It's burnt on this underside. Roll it around for us again. I guess maybe I should turn it up. As they curl on the
bench, such as these. Can you see it here in this one? We got bending like Kensington going on over here. Yeah. Oh, crap. Drop me. I'll set it down for just a sec while we check out the bending. This branch used to be pointed straight up. The one that's now pointed horizontal here used to be pointed straight up like this one. Something softened it, bent it, and then it re-hardened and re-solidified. It's now too hard to try to bend it back up. Or that happens. If I can twist it off there. Yeah. I think you get the point. That's where the bend starts, and it did like a full 90. And there's others that are doing the same thing. This one right here. It does have some burning on the branch. Right here. Come on, work with me, camera. Must focus. It's kind of not working with me very well. But this used to be pointed up, not out. And it's a pretty big branch. So it's like it bent it right here by softening the wood, and then the wood hardens up again. It literally, this is what Jay Dreamers talks about during the plasma apocalypse. Some people get superpowers like the stretchy people in the Incredibles. Because the molecular bonds of the material itself, sometimes it hardens the bonds and petrifies things. Sometimes it loosens the bonds. With this wood, it loosens the bonds while it's burning, and then they re-solidify and harden thereafter. Stretchy powers activate. But yeah, you can see a bunch of these branches that are now pointed horizontal there that used to be pointed up. There's just so much water and it's so soggy, I don't really want to go over there. I think you kind of got the point. I see some more over there, right here. You can see some that are curving over this direction.
And like I said in some of my previous videos, there'll be a bundle of these sticks, like this one right here, split right in the middle. Half of them bent over that direction, half of them bent over that direction. Like a magnetic flux line, you know, the flux lines that go around the earth and curve, almost like something's hitting right there, a magnet. And the flux lines curve, and the wood follows the flux lines. In these burns, in these fires, the burn follows the grain of the wood.
Something as simple as a wooden plank and rope, they would create large circles in the fields. They would use the plank to forcefully flatten the crops. Using such simple yet crude tools to trample over the crops results in the stalks being damaged and breaking to create these elaborate designs. However, in 1991, biophysicist Dr. William C. Levengood studied the stalks of crops from several spiral flattening anomalies, and his results were shocking. Over a decade-long study, he discovered the stalks were exposed to high levels of electromagnetic and microwave radiation. This exposure caused the stalks to become supple and bend without breaking and not kill the plant.